and I'm giving your audience a gem and a diamond when I'm going to tell you this information I'm going to share with you. And it is
Okay.
your hamstrings are
Hmm.
supposed to be 70% the strength of your quadriceps. So
Wow.
tight hamstrings oftentimes more times come from the inability to co-contract against the quadricep, and the quadricep is always the quadricep. If this is the quad and this is the ham back here, your knees in the
Okay.
middle, the quad is always pulling against the hamstring, and the hamstring is feeling
Okay.
tight. So if you can do 100 pounds for 12 reps and you time it and you're failing at about say 15 seconds, then you better be able to do 70 pounds on your hamstring for 12 reps and you'd be failing at about 15 seconds. If you can do 70 pounds and you're
Hmm.
struggling and it's taking you a long time, or you can't do 70 pounds, your hamstring quad balance is off. And
Mm.
the quote unquote safe numbers for quad to ham is the hamstring should be doing 70% the strength of the quad at the same intensity failure rate ratio.
I'm sure that's my issue,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't have that 70 to 100 ratio. So that's how I'm gonna work on.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's been plaguing me for 15 years. Let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, for 15 years. And I'm glad you said that. And I'm gonna incorporate that into my training. And I sometimes do single leg curls, but not leg extensions. So I'm gonna incorporate single leg curls as well as single leg extensions and be conscious of the weight.
This is what I would suggest. Um, First question: do you do leg extensions at all?
Okay, let me
Ever?
be honest.
Hmm.
I like doing squats.
Okay.
So I may go to the gym, do my squats, do my leg press, and maybe every 4 or 5 workouts, I do a session of leg curls, leg extensions. So I'm
Okay.
not doing them consistently.
Okay. All right. So what I would say is because you don't do hamstring curls on a consistent basis and you do squat on a
Hmm.
consistent basis, what's going to happen is you're going to have an imbalance between your quad and your ham for the specific
Mm.
type of movement that is sprinting. Because yeah, you work your hamstring when you're doing deadlifts and squats, but you don't work your hamstring in you don't work your hamstring in ooh, damn, I almost pulled my phone. You don't work your hamstring in in this motion, right? You're not doing this.
Yes. Okay.
You're not doing that, okay?
Hmm.
You're doing squats. So you're doing squats. Yeah, you're working your hamstring, but it's a completely completely different functional movement than would be for sprinting. So what I would suggest is to do hamstring curls
Okay.
every single time you do your legs, and don't do any leg extensions. If you do leg extensions, do that for a couple of weeks, like probably like 5 6 weeks, because your hamstring quad balance 95% of everyone's hamstring quad balance is off. The quads are way stronger than the
Mm.
hamstring for the balance of what we're talking about when we're talking about sprinting. So
Okay.
that's for most people. I have literally tested hundreds of people on this. Maybe 5% of people are in balance. Definitely not
Hmm. Hmm.
10%. Definitely not 10%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. There's an exercise, and there's actually a machine that I'm considering investing in, and it is where you're doing. I forgot the name of the exercise. It's not a leg curl, but you're more so curling your body, where
Oh,
someone holds you.
Nordic curl.
The Nordic curl.
Nordic
Yes,
curl.
yes. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's
So
beneficial?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I personally have never done the Nordic curl in the way that you see uh my man Ben, knees over toes guy. He talks about that. He does
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
I personally have never
Hmm.
done it. And I know quite a few elite world class sprinters that have never done it. Um,
Hmm.
and they didn't have hamstring problems. I wasn't a big hamstring
Okay.
problem person until I had hamstring problems. But when I started to implement the balance ratio that I spoke to you about,
Okay. Yes.
and doing single leg stuff. The
Hmm.
hamstring problems went away, and that was like 30
Nice.
years ago. Never really came back. So,
Wow.
and
Wow.
also, I'm going to say this:
Okay.
all the athletes that I've ever trained and coached, I have never had one athlete. I've never had one athlete do everything that I say do and pull a muscle.
Okay.
I've never had a single
And
athlete pull a muscle.
and see that brings me to it's a statement and a question all tied up in one. What makes what's the difference between a good speed coach and a great speed coach? And the information that you gave me, you pretty much explained the answer already. But if you want to elaborate on it, what's the difference between a good speed coach and a great speed coach?
Okay, so this is just one thing. One of the things that I would say, what you can absolutely say, what makes a coach, uh, especially in track and field, a great a great sprint coach would be this. If you have that coach, and you see that coach year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have a 4x1 relay or a 4x2 relay, and their relay
Okay.
wins all the time, then you know that coach is not just a regular coach, because that coach has gotten 4 athletes to do something that's so phenomenal that the school beats all the schools in the district. And
Mm.
and every single year, the athletes are switching out. You don't have the same athletes over and over. So it's not like you were able to build on that, because it's high school. Kids gone.
Yes.
You keep getting new kids. So
Hmm.
I have coached 5 different schools, and all the coaches that see this in New York that have coached schools against my schools, my school always won. My school, whatever school I was at. I
Nice.
coached Calhoun School. I coached Elizabeth Irwin. I coached the Harlem Children's Zone. Harlem Children's Zone. That was 4 girls. Those 4 girls set the age group world record in the 4x2.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
and they set the junior Olympic record for the regional New York junior Olympic record in the 4x1. Now
Wow.
the only time my relays have ever gotten beaten
Hmm.
was when they dropped the baton, or the baton got knocked out of their hand by the other team. But
And that happens,
yeah,
and that's happened.
yeah,
That's of no fault.
right,
Yeah,
right.
to you.
So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you beat us, but you didn't. You didn't really beat us, because the time that we came in with was faster than every time, because we dropped the baton at the Junior Olympics, but the time that we came in with was faster than everybody for that entire year. And
Wow.
we'd only run that 4x1 twice. But like I said though, the 4x2, they set the age group world record, and these girls were 12 and they were running high school girl times. Mm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. And you coached them. You were the speed
I
coach.
coached them from the time they were 10 all the way to the time they were 12. Yeah,
Nice.
and
Nice.
one of those girls, she's actually the youngest one on the group. I was coaching her. We started at 9. By the time she was 12, she was the fastest 12-year-old in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. That speaks that's your resume right there. Your resume is look at who I coached and see how fast they're running. That's all you really should say when someone asks, "Are you qualified?" Look at forget that I have a new nutrition certification from Harvard. Forget that I'm a 2-time Olympian, which is quite impressive. Look at the individuals who I coach and watch how fast they run. That could be a new. You should put on your business card. Watch how fast they run.
What I just told you, um, someone someone said, "Oh, well, those are little kids." Well, the reality is, no. I actually coached a woman who was already a world class sprinter when I started coaching her, and I literally would give my buddy the workouts to give to this
Mhm.
young lady who was 36 years old at the time, and
Wow.
After implementing the workouts and doing the nutrition with her, she went from being a world-class sprinter to running on Team USA at Penn Relays to run forget about age, run the fastest time in the world for any woman
Wow.
in the 400
Wow.
meters at the age of 36 years old. Now, just to give you an idea that she ran under 50 seconds, she ran 49.6 off of a leg in the relay. So that time
496 in the 400.
in the 400,
Talking about the 400.
49.6, and that time that she ran anchored Team USA to set a world record in the relay.
Let me and I just want to put some of these times in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
During my years running in high school, I have a friend who got a full college scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a 200, 400 runner, and I believe he was running a 47.
Okay.
All
right.
So to a Division I school.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put it in perspective. He was 17, 18 at the time, close to the peak of age wise. Now you train someone who I think you said is 36, running a sub.
Yeah, that was the fastest time she ever ran in her life.
50.
That was the fastest time she ever ran in her life. Mm-hmm.
That speaks volume. Mm-hmm. That speaks volume. Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Not everyone who is watching this podcast is an Olympic runner or is even interested in running track. So let me ask you just one question. I know you have a nutrition certification. What's more important, your workout or your diet? If you could only do one, and this is a little bit of an unfair question because working the muscle, relaxing the muscle, and feeding the muscle, it's a three-headed monster. You do all three, you see results. But if we took rest out of the equation, and you only had feed the muscle or eat how you eat, your nutrition, or how you work out, what would you say is more important? And like I said, it's an unfair question, but I'm curious what you think.
Okay. All right. So tell me what your goal is with your workouts. What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve with your workouts? First, for me to answer that question, I need to know what is your goal.
Okay. So, can you hear me? Okay. Hey, I'm 35 years old. This is fictitious numbers. I'm 35 years old. I don't exercise a lot. I don't eat healthy. I just want to look good in a bathing suit. And this isn't your specialty because I know you're a speed specialist. But what would you say?
I was a trainer first. I was a trainer first.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you may be, I believe I'll say the right person to ask. The diet or the training for a 35-year-old woman or a 40-year-old woman who just wants to look nice in her bathing suit? What would you say is she should put more focus on, although there's more than just those two that's going to be beneficial for the results that she's looking for?
So this is what I would say. I'm going to answer the question like this. Out of nutrition and exercise, if you just eliminate exercise and you have a normal, moderate life, but you have an excellent diet, you're going to look better, visually going to look better, and you got to do a little walking. And I'm not going to consider exercise. I'm going to say just, you got to do a little bit. You got to do a little bit of something. But you can't just be sitting around. But if you just have like a moderate bout of exercise, you're going to be way better off on the side of your nutrition is excellent and your exercise is just minute, as opposed to you're doing all these crazy, stupendous workouts, crazy, and then you go and you finish up by eating McDonald's French fries or fried this, fried that, and cake this, cake that, pizza this, pizza that, and you're working out, you're running miles, and you're lifting and all that and everything.
Okay.
That's
So the diet is it's a must have. If you so everyone, you heard it from a two-time Olympian. If you want, and I'm not saying I'm not asking you to be lazy. I don't want anyone to be lazy and not go to the gym, not exercise. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But if for some reason your lifestyle doesn't allow you to train as much as you should, clean up your diet and it will help you get to where you want to be. Incorporating your diet, sleep, and training, everything is going to get you there faster. But at least eat clean. Would you agree with that?
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so everyone, a two-time Olympian just gave you a recipe to get you closer to your goal if your schedule is so busy that you can't do what you want to do.
Right.
Uh, where can they contact you? Where can they contact you if they're interested in speed training, or just do you have anything? What do you have?
One thing, Instagram, speed specialist. Speed
Speed
specialist on
specialist.
Instagram. That's
Okay.
that's
So
my
everyone, I want you to look. If you have Instagram, check out Speed Specialist, a two-time Olympian. And you do you do seminars, or
So yeah,
what do you do?
so I do one-on-one. I do clinics. Matter of fact, I'm doing a clinic in the next clinic is going to be on June the 3rd and 4th in Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta,
June. What
Georgia.
was the date? June what?
June 3 and 4, Augusta, Georgia.
Everyone go to Instagram, check out Speed
Yep.
Specialist. If you or anyone you know is interested in increasing your speed, check out Speed Specialist. His resume is there. He's a two-time Olympian. He's still to this day faster than a lot of people. He's probably faster than everyone that you know. And everyone check out Speed Specialist and just check him out.
Yeah.
A lot of knowledge, a lot of years in the game. He's a person you want to speak to. Trains professional athletes.
And
He trains everyone.
kids.
Speed Specialist. Everyone check him out. He's a way to go. Wyndell,
Thanks.
I appreciate you taking this time to speak with me on this podcast. I'm sure the audience is going to listen and got something from this. I know I learned something from this.
Good.
And I appreciate all this information. You give me information that sometimes, and this is a beauty of speaking to someone else in the industry. Sometimes we know what to do, but we sometimes forget what to do. And when you speak to another person who is in that industry, it just reminds us. It just reminds us of something we can do to benefit us. That's what I love so much about speaking to other individuals who are in this industry. So once again, I appreciate you taking time and joining me on my podcast, the Smooth Force podcast. And I hope I want to see you race. That's what I want to see you and T.O.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully I can reach out to you and you can let me know when it happens, and either I can fly down there, or you can just show me a video or something.
I will let you know for sure. I'm gonna when he gives me the date, I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. It's gonna be I'm gonna talk about it on my Instagram. I'm just gonna post this really loud on my Instagram that I'm racing T.O. I'm racing Tyrell Owens.
Okay, let me ask you this question. If you coach him, now is he going to beat you after you coach him, because you're the speed specialist?
Yeah.
So now if you coach T.O., will he beat you in racing if he follows your instruction?
Absolutely. I wouldn't do that. If now after I beat him, if he wants me to coach him, I'll coach him. But between now and the time we race, oh no, I'm not telling him anything. I'm not telling him nothing. We cool.
You're a smart man.
We cool, but we ain't that cool.
You're a smart man.
I ain't telling him nothing. I'm just gonna show the young man what it is, and then
Okay.
Because like I said, there's 10 years between us, so he definitely has an edge, but he doesn't.
Okay, got you. Wyndell.
Yes.
As I mentioned, I appreciate you joining me on my podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate definitely. I hope we can. We have to have another conversation down the road.
For sure.
Good luck on your race.
Yep.
And we'll definitely speak again.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Peace.
Take care.
Speed